And now, live from Isolation Station in Burbank, California, it's the Plague Week 62 of the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guest. She's an actress and comedian who likes her men like she likes her pasta, in bow ties and drowning in marinara sauce. It's Jackie Johnson. And she's an actress and writer who truly loves all people, except for the ones who walk too slow. Those motherfuckers can go straight to hell. It's Niccole Thurman. Tone Zone is here to turn the Lone Zone back into the Bone Zone. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison with her good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison Rosen, Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little chocolate-covered Pocky Sticks. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular delicious carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By Anna Q. All sorts of fun stuff on Patreon. Weekly bonus episodes. And I got a note from someone today saying that the Daniel and me bonus episodes are during quarantine have been their favorite Patreon perk. But really, there's an array of perks. There's a level where you guys can text me and I will text you. I've been doing it for a couple weeks now. In fact, someone on this show is the one who told me about the whole thing. And it is I've been having a ton of fun, and I have to assume you guys are too. Zoom parties, so much access to me, you'll beg me to leave you alone. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. And if you sign up for a year, you can get 2 months free. So it's 12 months for the price of 10. Why am I doing my infomercial QVC hard sell at the top? I don't know. I'm changing things up. You guys, we're coming out of quarantine, and I'm shaking it up. Very excited. Oh, and also you can submit carbs that I'll call you. As you know, you heard just moments ago. I am very excited to say hello to my guests. Jackie Johnson, hello.
Hello. Ooh, I get to go first.
I
Top
know.
Billing.
Yeah,
I'm honored.
You know, when I look at the screen, you're directly to the right of me. I know on everyone's screen we're all kind of in a different spot. But, fan favorite Jackie Johnson, you get top billing.
I'm okay with it. And I was probably the first person you admitted into the Zoom. I was on time, as was Daniel. This was being discussed before we hit record. I don't want to get into it again, but there is some hierarchy in play.
Everyone should know that the talks, the discussions, the summit that we had ahead of time was probably better than this show is going to be. I don't want to jinx it at all, but I mean, the chemistry off the charts, the just rapid pitter-patter, rapid fire, repartee, people bringing some important things to the table, good responses. I mean, I feel like either we already did our episode or it bodes well for this episode. What do you think, Jackie?
I agree with that. And it's so nice to have Daniel back in the mix.
Well, let's say hello to him. Daniel, I know I do a weird thing where I start to talk without introducing everyone. It's fucked up. It's a power play on my part. Daniel, hello.
Hi, I'm back again.
Welcome back.
It's great. It's as though I never left.
Does it really feel that way?
I mean, I'm talking about this chair. I never leave this chair. I spend all day in it.
You have been in that. If I don't know where you are, it's because you're in that chair.
Where am I going to go?
Like, occasionally you're in the garage, but it's probably like 4 times in the past year.
No. So, it's fun to be back. I feel like everything's loose. I feel like everyone is still in quarantine, but like kind of feels like maybe we don't need to be in quarantine, but it's kind of like we're in this weird place right now. So, it's like you're waking up from a sleep slowly or something.
But you're still a little bit asleep.
Yeah, you keep hitting the snooze button.
Let's get more into this. When I say hello to Niccole Thurman, hello, welcome back. Everyone loved you on my show the first time.
Oh, yay. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. Hi.
Nice to have you back. Yes. I have to tell you, I watched like 1.5 episodes of Call Your Agent or Call My Agent?
Yes, Call My Agent. I think it's Call My Agent, yeah.
I was super into it, despite the warning you'd given me that it's a show that where you can't watch on you can't be looking at your phone at the same time because
Right.
it's in French.
Right.
And then apparently I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to look at my phone.
Yeah, it's truly like you have to commit so much to that, especially because I never took French. I took Spanish, and so I can understand Spanish more and Italian sometimes a little bit. But if I look away during a French show, I lose completely everything. So yeah,
Yes.
that one you got to really settle in. And I tried to watch it like after like smoking a little bit of weed. A couple times, and I was like, nah, it's not gonna happen because then I started being like, it's so crazy that these sounds that they're making are words and they can understand them, but it's like words are crazy. And I was like, you know what? Let me turn this off for the night. So yeah, you have to really settle in and like focus, or else you're in trouble. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's a bridge too far for me and
I understand.
television
I
sometimes.
understand. I think so. I think with a lot of TV, especially with Netflix, it just keeps playing and like. So you're signing up to kind of just chill with it, not necessarily stare at it. So I get it.
Daniel, how many times now have you seen the last episode of the 3rd season of Mr. Robot?
God, because I'll watch it. That's sort of my weird quirk, is that when something's on, I watch it. But Allison, when something's on, she'll watch like a minute of it. I mean, put aside the fact that she falls asleep. That I understand. She falls asleep. But I'm always like glancing over to see if she's fallen asleep, because either I'm going to, stop it or just note where we were, because we'll have to go back tomorrow. But there's always a good chunk that she wasn't asleep, but might as well have been asleep.
Oh, for sure.
Because she's on her phone doing something. And with a show, like Mr. Robot or something, there's a lot going on. It's
It
like
may
an
as well be
intricate plot.
in French, even though it's
When
not.
it's an intricate plot,
Yeah.
I'll often just stop it and look over and just be like, did you even see what just happened?
Yeah. I fell off of Mr. Robot. I think it was a little bit too quiet for me because I was trying to look at my phone. And I was
Yeah.
like, we're not going to keep up with this one. It's going to have to
This
go
is
away.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, let me say hello and welcome to the bad boy of podcasting. He called himself
Yeah.
that. Tony
That's
Thaxton.
Hi.
I need
Welcome
to sound
back.
like
I'm back, and I'm bad, and look out.
Consider yourselves warned, people.
I don't mean to, call Jackie out, but she tried to say she was the first one let into the Zoom, and Allison even talked about this with me. I'm always the first one let in.
You got me there, Tones.
Wow.
Boom.
Tony, I was hoping we could let Jackie think she was the first one let in.
Yeah,
I guess I meant the first one in that doesn't work here.
I know. I just, I had to call out the technicality, but
I'm happy that you did that because people need to know the truth.
right.
And we all know that Tam Thax brings the truth.
That's right.
Or as I'm calling him now, Tam Vax.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Why now? Just for Niccole and Daniel. No, I think Daniel was there. For Nicole's benefit, why were we calling him Tamp Thax? Were we talking about tampons with him?
No, I just came up with it as a nickname.
Because this was
Based
back
on
when
his
you were
name.
constantly trying to come up with a nickname for me.
Yeah, and yet-
kind of new.
Bad boy of podcasting was right there.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed
True.
it would be obvious, and you would just start calling me that. But
We shifted about for so long looking for a nickname for you. There was
Bad to the tone.
Oh, I actually love that one. Bad to the tone. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good too.
It's a little musical too for the musician.
yeah, I need to get that guitar riff ready.
Oh yeah.
You
So
can just use my soundbite now.
That was good.
yes, add that one to our collection. Also, Tony, something happened. Oh, I know. Daniel was reading something something from Deadline, and I was like, you know what? I'm actually for people who don't know, Deadline like reports people's showbiz successes and other stuff, but that's mainly what I associate.
That's all you
with.
get out of it.
All I get out of it is that, like, oh, this person just posted, a swipe through on Instagram, and yay for them. But anyway, someone is in a sitcom now, and I said, I really am happy for them. And then Daniel started singing "Hooray for You." Tony, do you have that one?
Oh. Yeah, I had no idea where that story was going when that started. I thought
Nobody did.
yeah.
No one. Is Hooray for You an original song?
It is.
Or what's, okay.
It's an original ditty put together by the guy who formerly did all the music on my show, Tom Rapp, aka Trap Dog. And the point of it, the purpose of it is to play it when something good happens to someone else but it makes you feel like, hey, what about me? Which is
like
something I experience often, although I'm really trying to be better about all this stuff. I feel like
because someone's success is not your failure. We have
no, it's not a zero-sum game. People have an attitude of abundance, but
there's abundance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but genuinely, I do feel, and I've talked about this on recent episodes, I've had some epiphanies of like, I just have to love myself enough and not be dependent on this external validation. And I feel like I'm making little incremental movements towards it, but we can still enjoy the song.
Oh, yeah.
I see that you've done something that I really want to do. Hooray for you. And now you're getting kudos while I sit here getting screwed. Hooray for you. I am so very happy that this fortune came your way. I didn't mean to say you don't deserve to have your day. However, you'll forgive me if I feel compelled to say hooray for you.
My favorite.
The way it ends on that nasty
discordant. Yeah. So anyway, to go back to the TV stuff. So Mr. Robot is a show that Daniel and I have revisited because we fell off originally. Same with The Americans, and we also fell off The Leftovers, and that's
When you
like
say
on our
same
list.
as The Americans, we had fallen off, and then we caught up last summer and finished it. So we're doing that with Mr. Robot now.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, these are shows that we've been intending to rewatch. But so anyway, this one episode that Daniel's now seen, we keep starting it at night, and then I fall asleep, and then it plays. So it's like tonight will be our fourth try in watching this episode. Did you know that we're doing that tonight? Because we are. I have to see where it goes.
I'm okay with it though because I enjoy the show, and there's lots of like little things to. It's when it's a show that I'm watching reluctantly when that's when it's painful when we're doing that. But if it's a show I like, I don't mind.
Now you guys might be thinking, what has he dragged her through that he didn't want to watch? What has she dragged him through that he didn't? Oh my God. I get this out. What has Allison made Daniel watch that he didn't want to watch? I don't know, because you're looking at someone who was very into Below Deck. And Daniel, am I allowed to say the message board that you spend a lot of time looking at?
Oh my God. My new happy place. Oh my God. Listen to myself. Is the Vanderpump subreddit.
Oh
my God.
Cool.
I love the attitude of the folks on there. I love their spirit.
The last thing I would have thought you were going to say.
Right?
It is.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's like, I feel like the Vanderpump actors, in quotes, they are like dying for our sins. They are out there to be crucified. That is their purpose in life, so that I can feel better about myself.
Wait, are they really? They're not actors. You just mean the people on the show. It's a reality show,
But
right?
there are people on the show. They're also failed actors.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
And
what it
models.
They're multi-hyphenates.
models.
Come on
It's
now,
true.
give them their credits. Okay.
It in a lot of ways. Do you guys remember that website, Television Without Pity?
No.
It was a while ago.
Oh my God. We're on a show with young people. Television Without Pity was an old website where they would do recaps of TV shows, but there was a voice. There was like a consistent voice to all of the recaps. It was extremely snarky and very funny. And I find that this subreddit has a bit of that, to it.
Can you
And
give
I'm
us an
enjoying it.
example of a post? What does a subreddit of a show have on it?
Well, a lot of it is just stuff I don't care about, but there's like, honestly,
can I
this is
share
like,
it?
I'm too embarrassed to talk about it.
Well, I'll let you know
Too
what.
late now.
I'll let you know what Daniel's informed me. Okay, so Stassi, who's married to this
there's
guy.
a lot of, let's just say, wait, hold on. When you watch the show, when you watch Vanderpump Rules, there is so much being displayed in terms of the psychology of these people, but it's like impressionistic. You're just getting like a sense of it. And so, but it's a strong sense. And there's, for me, I'm watching, I'm like wondering if I'm right or how much of it is like just the manipulation of the, the producers and the edit. And what happens on this subreddit is people do like deep dives into these people's podcasts and stuff. And then a lot of the joy of it is going like, I was right about this, or, oh, that person was, this is
wow.
I would still like an example.
Okay, so Stassi is married to this guy, Bo, and Daniel has let me know that the board discovered that he's declared bankruptcy 3 times.
Okay. So
no.
Stassi married this guy, Bo, and the whole season 8 that I'm watching this guy, I'm like, I'm getting a vibe. Like they're presenting him as a good guy. Like it's clearly edited in his favor. But I am getting you just get that like, I don't know. And then I feel like, am I being unfair to, and as I've learned as I've gotten older, I'm always right. Because it turns out this guy, he's like, it seems like he's shady as fuck. Like he's lied about big parts of his life, it seems. I don't know. According to this, it's not even his real name. He's declared bankruptcy 3 times in his life. Like, there's a lot of things.
How can you declare bankruptcy 3 times? After the second time, aren't they like, hey, buddy, what's going on?
Maybe they're like, this is your last, you got one more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this could all be totally wrong and unfair to him. I don't know. But it's just, it just makes me feel better about my powers of perception. And that's really.
So Daniel is presenting this like, oh, they're there to be crucified, which I'm sorry, I don't sign on as someone who is in the public eye, not in the same way at all.
Only
but I
that
don't
show.
Agree with
Only
that.
Only the Bravo celebrities.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But wouldn't they have to be on some level, though? Doing reality TV at this point, it's like, you're going to be made to look like an asshole. So
no, they know. They know, and they make a lot of money doing other things on the side. And I have 2 friends on Vanderpump roles.
Ooh, wait, you do?
Twins.
Ooh, which ones?
Tom
I know
and
who they
Ariana.
are. Yeah. And by the way, Tom and Ariana, they're the only ones that I feel can do no wrong.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like they're the only ones that are sane, especially Ariana. Like it's almost like she's the sane person in a crazy world. That's what I like. But I'm not saying that because they're your friends. Allison, am I saying that because
no?
they're
It's because you
watched
love
the
them.
show.
I love them. What's up?
I've known them since before it was a show. They were literally just bartenders at Sir, and they were like comedian. Like Ariana is hilarious, and we used to do like comedy videos together and stuff.
I didn't know that.
And I've known them forever. They were at my wedding, my virtual wedding that y'all were at.
Oh, that's so cool.
They were at my first wedding too.
Why didn't I go to gallery view? So what I was going to say,
I will say this: Tom and Ariana are like beloved on the boards too.
Oh, good. No, they're truly what you see is what you get. Can confirm. Very cool, very down to earth, zero ego, funny, great people.
Tom shaves his forehead to exfoliate.
What?
I would love to have Tom come on Ashview and talk about his skincare. I have
you ever
not had him
tried?
on yet. I've had Ariana on, but
honestly, I bought some self tanner that he recommended. That's how.
yeah.
I don't care. Look at the skin.
I would love
it's ridiculous.
to see that.
I can't get any sun. I already have skin. I have to do it, you guys, if I'm going to stay beautiful.
Daniel, can you tell me which self tanner it is, and then I'll put it in my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen. Also in that store is the candle that Jackie lit earlier. Bless your heart.
And you sold a good amount of these because I get tagged
Yeah.
every time your people get these.
Yes, people are
And
super
I've been
into
tagged
them.
a lot.
And I'm on my second one now.
I bought this one from your store.
You're a candle-fluencer.
What's the deal with the candle? Does it smell good or something?
Yeah, it just smells really good. It's they're from a Texas. It's called Tyler Candle Co. I honestly don't know who owns it, so I can't say it's a woman-owned brand or something like that.
Is
but
it Tyler?
yes, Tyler owns it.
But the
he's
name
a character on Vanderpump. It just smells really good. It's called "Bless Your Heart," which is a southern
Bless your
funny
heart.
passive aggressive phrase, and I got it because of that. But it is really nice too. The scent. And I did a whole bit with it on the show, and then we talked about it, and Helen Hong called the company. It was a whole thing, but It is part of the Allison Rosen lore now, and it is a great candle, and I light it every time I do your show.
I love it. Did you
nice.
know Helen Hong's sister had her baby?
Her secret
Yes.
baby?
Nicole, do you know Helen Hong?
No.
She's a comedian and an actor, and she's on Silicon Valley and a bunch of stuff. But she's also been on this show a number of times, and she told us that she was going to have a baby. And I was like, what? You've been hiding your pregnancy? But then it turned out it was her coy way of saying, or maybe she said like, a baby is coming to me. She said, I don't know, something. But it turned out that she lives with her sister, and her sister was pregnant, now has had the kid, like as of, I don't know, a couple days ago. The two of them lived together, and her sister decided to do it without a guy. So hence Helen is kind of the de facto dad. But anyway, it's very exciting.
And they live together and they're raising the baby together.
Yes.
That's nice. That's sweet. I like that.
Very sweet.
By the way, can I ask Daniel, is it Loving Tan?
The one I got was just I think it was Clinique. He recommends two. There's one that's like, that might be the Loving Tan. It's like a foam, almost. It's like a pink
when
container.
Ariana was on Nat Tribute, she said she only uses Loving Tan. But this was a couple years ago. She might have left that brand.
She's not loving tan anymore.
Maybe not. Who knows? You're talking like the Clinique for Men, like facial self tanner or something like that?
I think maybe I can't remember. That was a while ago, but I think he said that it was really light and it wasn't like a super dark one. And that
I would take all my skincare advice from Tom for sure.
Because I look ridiculous when I put like the really dark self tanner.
Didn't someone say said he shaved his forehead? You're taking skincare advice from a dude that's shaving his whole forehead?
He says that it's the best way to exfoliate is to shave.
Dermaplaning is a thing.
Okay, dermaplaning. That I'll accept that. Shaving a forehead sounds terrifying to me. It sounds like just a way to make your hair grow and thicker.
Oh, I know, right?
Problems.
It's on the show. It shows him shaving his forehead.
My favorite thing Tom ever did was when he was naming his modeling poses. Because he has, what was the one? It was like, it's a look and it's like
sun in your eyes, treasure in the distance.
Sun in eyes, treasure in the distance.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's it. Nicole's doing it. If you guys would like, to see Niccole doing this pose, the video of this is a reward for Patreon people. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. Man,
Patreon.
Such a hard sell from me today. What is
Seriously,
going on?
Amazon stores?
I know, and I haven't even gotten to the other.
Do you have
stuff.
some medical bills to pay or something? I mean, secret.
Always. I do need to circle back to something that came up last week. So we did a rousing rendition of Yes Please or Oh Please.
The internet's still talking about it.
Wow.
Nicole, did we do that when you were on? Yes.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So this is where we come up with something. It's like something controversial, and we have to say yes please or oh please to it. But the joke is it's never anything controversial. But I always pretend it is. This actually is controversial.
It is.
So it was Cobbler, and I was the only one who gave it an oh please.
That's not true.
Did you also oh please it?
I also gave it an oh please. Because I've never actually had it, so I opted for. I've gone this long, so why not continue?
My Tony Thaxton erasure on this episode has gone too far.
It's really flattering.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tony. You're such a bad boy. It flummoxes me.
I intimidate you, don't I? That's what it is.
I get nervous and I forget what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tony and I were the only ones who policed it. Everyone else was very pro Cobbler. And as it turns out, I think what I thought was Cobbler was actually a crisp. If it's got oats and little bits of just junk in there, that's more of a crisp. A Cobbler is like a... Thank you. Cobbler is like a cookie dough kind of situation. And I think I would like that. I don't know if I've ever had a true Cobbler.
Yeah, so it's like is cobbler like a pie, almost like pie crumbles, right?
I think so.
It's like a pie with no cover on it that that hasn't been cooked all the way.
Yeah.
So it's a little mushy.
Now, see, that
I like
sounds
cobbler. Yeah.
Wait,
no?
Did that sound good to you, Nicole? Because that doesn't
I think
sound
it's
good to me.
I think that's good. Yeah, I think I'd be into that. Not too mushy,
It's a
though.
Southern thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless
Well,
your heart.
Cobbler.
let me see if I can find this because someone.
Crisps have a topping.
Would you
Cobblers
like
do not.
the Wikipedia description of cobbler?
Sure.
go.
Lay it on
It
us.
says, cobbler is a dessert consisting of a fruit, or less commonly savory, filling poured into a large baking dish and covered with a batter, biscuit, or dumpling before being baked.
Dumpling.
What kind of savory cobbler? Like a mushroom cobbler?
Ew.
That sounds great.
No, it says
Yeah.
those are
That's like a
much
pot
less-
pie,
Yes, it is.
kind of.
But this sounded sort of like a pie. Like I said, it's like a pie with no
Yeah.
pie cover.
But that's what I was saying too. It's like the cover is like crumbled on top instead
Yeah.
of like cooked on top. Yeah.
Well,
It's like the crust is not on the bottom; it's on the top.
yeah, which is like what?
Yes.
That's good. I think that would be good.
Yeah, it is. And instead of being like soggy and dense, it's lighter and a biscuitier.
Well, I retweeted something that someone sent me from, I forget, let's see what cookbook it's from. American Classics. And it lists, I mean, there's so many, there's a buckle, a cobbler, a crisp, a crumble, a grunt, a pandowdy, a plate cake, a shortcake.
We're living through a pandowdy. I don't want to eat it. I'm just making jokes, guys. I'm just here for the jokes.
I love them all. Okay, so let's talk about what we were talking about before, about how we're like in this liminal zone between everything being opened up and letting the masks go and resuming in-person stuff. Like I'm vaccinated. I believe everyone I know, or most people I know, are Actually, I only know of one person. It's a friend of my mom's, and she refuses to get vaccinated, and her justification is very curious. But I assume most people are vaccinated. So really, we could probably do in-person recordings again, but I've gotten used to this. I don't know. Like, where are you guys? But I did go on a coffee date with someone. We sat outside recently. Where are you guys with how much you're doing in person, how much you're still doing remote?
I'm pretty deep back into the world, I would say. I've been to a party.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I went and stayed at a hotel. I ate inside with a bunch of people everywhere. You know, you sort of want to slowly acclimate. You set rules for yourself, but sort of like a threesome, once you're in it, all rules kind of go out the window and you get really excited and into it. That's sort of what's happening with me. I was shaking hands and hugging people, and it was like the pandemic never happened.
Was one of your rules like only one hole at a time, and then all of a sudden everything's filled?
Yeah. Or like, you're not allowed to do this to that one, or but you know,
right? Suddenly it's just body parts everywhere.
that's what I'm saying. It's just get into it, and
Is that like
you
the
forget there were rules to begin with.
When he's just like a cloud of smoke with arms and legs poking out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although I'm still recording remotely, but more so because I keep interviewing people not in LA and I don't have a studio anymore. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Eating inside, what was that like? Was that nerve-wracking at all? Because I keep thinking,
no.
like, why am I hesitant
No, we're
to do it?
vaccinated.
That's the thing. I think it's just like we are vaccinated, so we just have to do the things. I think that I've been going kind of like a person by person basis because I like the other day, my friend and I, we were sitting outside. And then she's sitting far apart from me and she's doing the elbow instead of a hug. And then I go see somebody and I hug them and we're right next to each other. And it's like, it's kind of just like some people are just not comfortable or still kind of wary. But I think for me, it's like, if I go somewhere and someone's like, you want to come in and have a, coffee or whatever, it's like, sure. I wouldn't think twice about it because that's what we're vaccinated. It should be okay, right?
Right.
But some people are still uncomfortable for various reasons.
Yeah. Trauma.
I was over at a friend's house the other day picking something up and she was like, can you please wear your mask? I'm going to wear my mask. I was like, sure.
Yeah. It's kind of like whatever. And that's like when I'm walking, I just went on a walk and I didn't wear a mask and I felt so weird. Mostly just because you don't want people to think you're like a freak that doesn't believe in masks still. But it's we're supposed to be able to do it. So I kind of like half do it while I carry my mask around my arm.
There are multiple states that haven't required masks this whole time.
The whole damn time.
It's so wild because in LA we are so careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I think a lot of people that are fly, because I'm about to fly for the first time in like a year and a half, and a lot of people that have been traveling, they'll go to like Texas and be like, "It's like the pandemic never happened." I mean, it's just a different situation completely. But yeah, I'm glad we were all worried and paranoid, and I'm glad I never got COVID. So
Same.
I'm glad I was safe. But now I feel like I want to be able to feel like I can live life again a little bit more normally.
Niccole, have you eaten inside a restaurant?
I don't think so. I don't think I've eaten inside, but I'm also I like eating outside. I don't mind it. But yeah, I was walking today and I saw some people eating inside, and I was like, and then I remembered it's like it's just your body still has the natural,
Right.
weirdness. It's so weird.
I assumed that it was fine, and I think I've mentioned this before, our pediatrician said in kind of an offhand way, like a couple months ago, but after everyone was already vaccinated, she was like, it's going to be a long time before I eat inside in a restaurant again. And then Jessica Malati Rivera, who is one of the leading I don't know if she's actually an epidemiologist, but she was on Ali Ward's show talking about infectious virology. She's a COVID expert. And she also said that she wouldn't be comfortable eating inside a restaurant for a while. And I DM'd her and I asked, do you not feel the virus protects you? And she's like, it has less to do with that than what's going on in the community, which again, I didn't quite understand, but I didn't want to push it because she's a busy, important person. And I was happy that she wrote back to me at all. But I'm thinking maybe it just means that maybe she and also our pediatrician feel like they want to set the right example. I don't get it, because if you're vaccinated, it should be okay.
Well, is it weird because if people are all at different phases in their vaccination? I mean, it's pretty effective from the beginning, but maybe they mean some of that, or
maybe
people
or
who
maybe
haven't
they
been
mean
vaccinated.
all the people who are still refusing to get vaccinated.
That is
They're all
my-
out in
That's
the
what I think. They're
restaurant,
like
too.
shedding
That's
the
my
virus.
assumption.
Isn't that what they call it?
Right.
Like shedding?
Well, I'm not sitting in a giant crowded restaurant.
Yeah.
They're still distancing them and not letting as many people in and all that stuff. But
Right.
And I'm not doing it all the time. I've just done it a couple times, and it was very weird.
Jackie, you're in a restaurant right now.
Yes,
it's
I am in a
crowded.
Chili's in Encino
She
right
in a
now.
play pit. She playing with all the balls in the play pit.
Yes,
You.
I
With all the kids.
went in the playpen and swam in the balls and licked. I licked a lot of them.
I did see a video the other day that Diplo of all people posted on TikTok, and there was it looked like spring break, and I don't know what it was, but everybody was squeezed in so tight, and it was like hundreds of 20-somethings. I'm like, okay, we going it's gonna be a minute before
That
COVID
was
goes
happening
completely away.
all of last year on TikTok.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
saw a video of Jason Derulo at a restaurant, full restaurant. No one
my
had
God.
masks on. I'm like, what are y'all doing, man?
Truly, it's so crazy.
But I read that LA is actually gonna, unlike the rest of the country, LA is one of the few places that will probably get herd immunity. The herd immunity won't be possible for a large part of the country because there's still they haven't reached a certain level of vaccination. You have to hit, I don't know what it is, 70-80% or something like that. But in LA, because everybody got vaccinated, we are, even though we were really bad back in December, when things are really bad, right now we're doing great.
That's still so crazy to me how bad it was, and now how we became the best.
Yeah.
Right. And
Well,
remember,
we
we got
wanted
that
that
variant.
max. Everybody, there were people waiting in line for standby vaccines for hours and hours and hours. We were like, we want that shit.
I had hardcore vaccine FOMO when people were getting
Same.
it at first. I was like, why can't I just get the vaccine? So yeah, it was like everybody wanted that shit for sure.
It's like waiting for brunch at Cheesecake Factory at the Grove. It's like 4 hours.
Cheesecake Factory at the Grove.
I'm not even kidding. I used to work there.
Oh my
I'm telling
God.
you.
I did not know it was
waits
the hot
for
spot.
that brunch.
Oh shit. Okay, I got to check out that brunch.
Yeah.
Damn.
even long waits there for dinner. When Daniel and I went there with my sister and her husband, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and they give you the little coaster that buzzes.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was like an hour and a half wait.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cheesecake
they're-
Factory.
For the
Is it the one at the Grove?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hot spot, I must say.
Did you feel cool working there?
No. I worked there in 2006, so this was quite some time ago.
Did you have to wear the all white, like the
Oh
white
yeah.
button up, the white
Oh
pants?
yeah.
I
You
don't
look like a
understand
big piece
how
of
they do
cheesecake
that.
walking down the hallway.
Yeah.
White. White on white on white on
White on white on white, baby.
Yeah.
Handling food. That's how they do.
That's right. Makes no sense.
No.
That's what I was going to say. I've never quite understood the all white around food. I briefly worked at a coffee place inside a food court, and it was a great few days, but then the job I really wanted at Sam Goody, for people who don't remember, that was a music store, opened up, and they stole me from the coffee place. I think it called Coffee Emporium? I think it might have been. So apologies for, I mean, I pulled a real millennial, like, I don't know anything to this place of employment thing. And I'm Gen X. I kind of invented being a terrible employee when you think about it. But anyway, they had an all white thing as well. And I was like, but there's coffee grounds getting all over me. This seems insane.
It
And coffee
signals,
stains.
It signals cleanliness, though. It signals that sterility and
Yes.
makes people feel like there's not a bunch of filth.
That's true. I mean, doctors wear white coats around like vomit and fluids all the time.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking the other day when I used to work at a restaurant and we would wear black. We'd have to wear black slacks because it was kind of a fancy restaurant. And when I would walk back to my car at the end of each shift, my black shoes and my black pants were, it's like, especially like the lower parts, were just spattered with food, just spattered with filth. You know, I mean, if I had to wear white, it would have been
Well, it's extra shitty because I've waited tables at a lot of places. The most corporate place I've ever worked is Cheesecake Factory. If you have one tiny little barely visible stain on your apron, which by the way is floor length, when you get there, they will make you buy a new apron.
Oh, you have to buy
And they
it?
are not cheap. I don't remember how much they are, but you have
Jesus.
to dry clean everything, and you have to have creases down your sleeves and down your apron and down your pants. So you have to iron everything. If you show up with no creases, they'll send you home. You're fired.
Here I was
Wow.
making fun of Cheesecake Factory, but they're pretty serious. That brunch.
They are
Their
hardcore.
standards
But I
for
will say,
uniforms.
they give you really good health insurance after 6 months.
That's a
You know who
corporate
doesn't give
benefit.
health insurance?
Who?
Lisa Vanderpump.
Really?
No health
Wait,
insurance.
what's the restaurant? They own that restaurant, Sir. Is that still the spot?
Oh, they have multiple
Villa
restaurants.
Now they have a lot. Okay, I don't follow the Vanderpumpies. called, right?
Don't get into it.
Get into it.
It's
I'm not a
it's
reality person. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It makes
So
me it's
for-
too uncomfortable.
Yeah. Do restaurants normally provide health insurance, or was that like a special thing that Cheesecake Factory did?
I mean, not to my knowledge.
I think
But
more corporate
that was
ones
it was my
might.
first job in California waiting tables. In Texas, you barely even get paid. You get literally 30 cents an hour.
Oh wow, and it's all tips.
And here you got minimum wage on top of tips. And I was like, I'm freaking Rockefeller over here. I was like blown away by that.
I like to think I'm an observant person, except sometimes I'm really not. But I never noticed all the creases. But I think on a subconscious level, it just really must have played into the, ambiance.
Yes,
of-
the experience.
yes, exactly. My Cheesecake Factory experience. The one in the
They
Grove.
do create an experience.
The one in the Grove has an escalator inside it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I don't like that. No offense to your former place of employment.
No.
I'm with you. I don't want an
What would
escalator.
y'all
in my-
prefer?
Well,
Well, could it be one level? A staircase, actually.
I mean, a
There
staircase.
is a staircase option.
But escalators front and center. It's
What if
like
people have.
There's
I don't want
a
something
lot
that
of elderly
industrial.
people
Yeah,
that
old
eat at
people got to
Cheesecake
get upstairs
Factory.
too.
Okay.
They got to get their
Yeah.
little.
There's an
cheesecake
elevator
selection.
too.
An elevator.
Yeah, they've got every option.
I just feel like you walk in and you're right in front of you is this
I
industrial.
want a giant basket
means
that's
of conveyance.
hoisted on
Yes.
a pulley.
I want a person pulling me up to the
Yes.
second
A
level
pulley
with a pulley
rope
system.
and pulley.
A dumb
Yeah,
waiter.
right.
I want to be in a dumb waiter, but human.
Well,
size.
it is called the Cheesecake Factory, so I feel like they could add some kind of factory element.
Right.
I need an assembly line giving me
Yes,
cheesecakes
of
and
like
getting me
people
to the-
pulling you
people
in
pulling
up
me
or
in.
something. I like that.
Right.
We should pitch this.
Placing a glove on a bottle, just like Laverne and Shirley. That's what they do, right?
Yes. Yes.
By the way, dumbwaiters, they held a special place in my imagination as a child. There's something
Everyone's.
magic about a dumbwaiter.
Did you like imagine?
And you know
like,
what's
little
interesting?
animals going
At
up and down?
Cheesecake Factory, all the waiters are smart.
What?
Well, they have to be because isn't that menu like 15 pages? They got to memorize the whole damn menu.
50-something pages.
It's like insane. If you have to memorize that menu, you're going to be smart. You're going to have some serious brain power. I could never do that.
Daniel,
that joke failed miserably.
I liked it a lot.
we got it.
I probably
Okay.
missed it. Sorry.
It was just so bad no one even acknowledged.
They're really smart.
'Cause as opposed to a dumb waiter.
Yes, yes.
Okay. The waiters are really smart. Okay. There you go. That's good.
Since we have Jackie who hosts Natch Butte and we got 3 gals on, I think we need to have a little gal chat conversation.
Gal chat.
Niccole, you posted a photo of your hair and it looked so good and it looks so good. Tell us about the do.
My hair?
Yeah.
Let's see. I got a haircut fairly recently. And I just never do my hair anymore because it's like there's no need to. I never wear makeup. I never do my hair. And so every time I do, I feel like I have to say something about it. And yesterday I had to make an audition tape again after every time I'm on here, I'm talking about this. But so I did my hair and I was like, dang, my hair looks good. And there's literally no one that's going to see this. So then I post it on the internet for attention. But yeah,
I understand.
I just got a haircut. That's all. But yeah, I like literally have worn my hair down, I think once or twice since I got my haircut. And so I was like, let me see what it looks like yesterday.
So auditions are still, do you think people will go back to in-person auditions? Or
I
no?
really hope that they do because I don't want to be an actor anymore if it's going to be
Really?
It's just so much work. So much work. And it's like the auditions are all extra long. This one was 11 pages. That's insanity. Like, it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of like lighting, sound. My computer never wants to upload anything. So everything takes forever. It takes me hours and hours and hours. Not to mention, I'm just a perfectionist. So I just will keep taping over and over and over again, like get stuck in this like obsessive, weird area. So yeah, I'm hoping that they go back to being in person soon.
So
nice.
11
It's nice to interact
pages.
with people. Yeah.
Do you have someone reading the other part?
Sometimes I do, and then sometimes I also have these like this app that it reads like the other lines for you.
Oh yeah, I think you
And so
mentioned
that's
that.
good. Yeah, it's really helpful. But yeah, it's a lot. It's
Yeah.
a lot.
Jackie,
yeah.
have you been self-taping?
Yeah, but I don't have a ton of auditions. For people with a ton, I know it has been a different bag, but for me, I'm like, I don't want to drive to the Sony lot and park and schlep in the heat and get there, and my audition, I suck and ruin it, and I the whole way walk home going, I'm such a fucking idiot, I should move back to Texas, fuck this, why didn't I go to law school? It's like, I don't have to do any of that. I can just do it in my house and do it until I like it.
Yeah.
But if you have a ton,
self-tapes.
it's a lot more work.
I used
for
to
sure.
love them. I really did because I was the same way. Like I was like, I want to have control over it and get it perfect. But now I'm just burnt out, I think, on it. It's just to me, it's like when you have someone to interact with, not a friend, but like a casting director, you're like, okay, someone is seeing this. Someone is seeing me and someone is seeing what I can do, even if, it's not what they want. It just feels very like, it just kind of starts to feel like a little empty when you're just doing it
Well,
by
they
yourself.
take advantage.
Oh.
I hope somebody, and it's not going to be me, so again, I'm already part of the problem. They need to pass a law in the Screen Actors Guild
that they
where
pay.
you can do 3 pages. And if you want more, you got to pay up,
Absolutely.
sweetie. And so
it's insane.
everybody does the 3, and then they'll narrow it down to like 10 people, and
Yeah.
they go, okay, now please do 10 page or whatever. It's just bullshit to make everybody do that.
Because they're only going to be watching like 10 seconds of it.
Yes.
And so that's the problem is just, and then and if you were going to auditions in person, a lot of times sometimes they would make you memorize all 10 pages, but then they're like, we're just going to do the first scene when you go in.
Yes.
And so then you only do the
Yes.
first scene and you get annoyed by that, but at least you know you're only doing the
And
one.
then they go, thank you.
oh my God.
And don't
just
even
like,
look up. And
yeah.
you're like, great, I should have gone to law school. I know.
I'm burnt. So yeah, it's a lot. It's not talking about hair though. Sorry.
No, that's okay. We that was just really the entree into talking about auditions.
That was the amuse bouche. Okay.
Isn't there something where actually you are supposed to get paid if you're at an audition for longer than a certain amount of time?
If
Yeah.
you're there, yeah. For
Right.
about, like 2 hours.
But
they
no
pay
one
for
really
it.
enforces it.
Yes.
On commercials they do, and I've gotten paid for that, and it's pretty sweet because
Yeah.
But it's not, honestly, it's not worth it. If I'm sitting in the lobby for 2.5 hours, I'm pretty pissed off. I don't really care about the $80 check that I get for it or whatever, but they pay for it.
Because I remember
on
hearing...
second calls, on callbacks.
Oh.
You can do it on first calls, but the casting agent pays, and then they'll never call you back again. So second calls, production pays for it. So I always sign out on second calls.
Oh,
Right. That's what I had heard, that like you're making people not like you if you do it. So it must have been one of those first ones.
I'm totally
But they
down for
take
that.
advantage of us.
Yeah,
Somebody
I'm
has
like,
to
hate
stand
me.
up for themselves.
And that's the thing, truly. Like, I'm just at this point where I'm like, you can hate me if you want, but I'm going to be loud. And I'm not mean. I just can't be quiet. Like, that's how I am in writers' rooms. If I don't, I'm just like, you guys have to hear my voice. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't not say something. Especially people really take advantage of people.
Wait, can we talk about that?
In Hollywood?
In the
I don't know. That's not the Hollywood I know.
Can we talk about you having to speak up more? Because like I suggested earlier, that's something that I've been working on, and I feel like I've actually gotten better recently. But I have spent my life being hesitant to speak up and imagining what'll happen if I do, and not wanting to be too much, not wanting to be seen as rocking the boat, not wanting to make someone want to retaliate. Or I don't even know, like afraid of my own shadow, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are, I have realized, and I talk about this a lot with my therapist, that a lot of people feel that way. And I never really, because I just like don't necessarily get it, but it's not because I'm judging and think it's bad. I think there's positive qualities to being able to like shut the fuck up sometimes and just like kind of deal with something that might not be perfect. But I don't know. I think I've always just been like, it's hard for me to like not speak out. But sometimes it sucks. Sometimes you don't want to be the only person complaining. Like if I have something going on in my apartment building, I feel like I'm always the first neighbor to call the landlord and say something. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be that person, because I don't want to be the person that people think of as like a pain in the butt. But also the stuff gets fixed and then everybody's happy. And so it's like, what am I going to do? Not say anything? I don't know. I can't do it.
I need more of that.
Yeah. I feel like it's something that's like once you... If you worry less about the consequences of what's going to happen, it just in life with everything, it's like you can do a lot more in general, I think. I don't, with acting, with whatever, it's like if you go into a room being like, I'm not going to book the odds are you're not going to book it anyway. But it's like if you go into the room being like, I'm not going to book this, then you probably won't do as good of a job as if you would just go in without expectations of what's going to happen. You're going to have more fun and work more, maybe. You never know.
So you've always felt comfortable having a voice.
I think so. I don't know why. It's just really hard for me to like sit on my hands, I think, when something's weird. And I try to sometimes, because I do think like sometimes it's hard, because it's like sometimes you want to be someone that people want to work with, and not everybody, a lot of people like people who go with the flow all the time. And so I try to go with the flow for the most part, but I do think if something's like really bothersome, if a script is being written and something is like horribly outdated or racist or misogynist or, we'll have to say something, even if other people don't, because I think a lot of people also, they get trained by this industry to kind of like chill and be like, well, what can we do? But it's like, you actually can do a lot if you just make a little noise.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Jackie, where are you with all this?
I feel like in my more mature age, as I've gotten older, I've gotten definitely a little more outspoken. But I also took a lot of... I definitely didn't speak up for a very long time. Because they create this desperation.
Yeah.
They create this environment where they're like, if you say something, you're out.
So much of that.
And if Niccole auditions for commercials or did at any point in your career, then they are wild.
Oh, yeah.
And they will ask you to do the craziest shit that will hurt you, injure you. They'll have you park 5 miles away in like a tow only zone. Like it's just, you are the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
And they just literally spit on you.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to go, I'm so grateful to be here.
Yeah.
And so I've put up with a lot of crazy shit, but I don't put up with it anymore.
Yeah.
But I also don't say speak up a lot. You know, I'm still kind of in the. I'm between you two, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I still take a lot of crap because there's just a lot of crap. Like normally, you know, I would be like, I'm not doing an 11-page audition. Why are we doing this? I don't want to do. If I really was speaking up all the time, but because there's a lot of just crap that you have to deal with. But yeah, I do think because they try to create that environment of like, if you don't want to do it, there's 50 people behind you, and it's like that's fine, but you hired me, so I think you want me to do it, and so like let's just try to make it work. So yeah. It's definitely got to be a little bit of a mix because sometimes it's just the commercial is going to be insane. You're going to have to dance like an idiot.
People are also petty. Like I have a friend who went on a set and they were not following COVID protocol, and so she spoke up about it, and that whole casting office literally blackballed her.
Wow.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
And people are petty in our business, so you do risk. Business. You take a risk when you speak up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a business where you can you can be blacklisted and not know it.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just you don't know what you're not getting. You don't know what the opportunities are that you're not being given. And so that creates a lot of fear of speaking up or doing anything to, you know, there's so many things that people haven't talked about in this business because nobody wants to be that person.
Mm-hmm.
And because all of a sudden, I'm just not working. Why is that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think the kids call it shadow banning.
Well.
Yeah. It's definitely shadow banning. It's definitely blacklisting. It does happen. And it's like, you know, you don't want to be someone that gets blocked because you like asked for water in your dressing room where you were, you know, it's 100 degrees. But it's like, I mean, but I do think there's levels to it. I think there's like asking for basic human respect. Yeah. And then there's, you know, some people and there's petty people, like you said. So it's like, you never know quite what's going to happen.
Basically, what we're saying is Hollywood is a great place. This is a really stable career.
Yeah, it's really stable. I always tell my mom, like, whatever you expect, because my mom's always like, but wouldn't they do this or this? I'm like, yeah, that's the logical way. This is the, entertainment industry. They do it the way that's like a pain in the butt for everybody, but, you know, certain people or whatever. This is going to be, this interview will get me blacklisted. No, I'm just joking. It won't.
All the casting directors listed out.
They're all listening, and they're like, never again.
I want to know from the dudes here how you feel about speaking up, not necessarily in the realm of like in entertainment, although Tony, you have all your rock star experience, but just in general, if it's kind of automatic for you to use your voice when something bothers you. But first, I need to talk about pros. Jackie, do you know pros? Do you have pros on your show?
Shampoo?
Yeah, well, it's custom hair care.
Excuse me.
I mean, yes, shampoo is part of it, Jackie, but to say it's just shampoo would be selling it short. You've got your pre-shampoo treatment. You got your shampoo, your conditioner. Now they have leave-in conditioner. They have an oil. I am on my 3rd round of custom hair care from Pros, and I've done 3 different scents. I love them all. You do a questionnaire, a quiz on their website. I love a quiz, and it's very detailed. It's like, how long is your hair? They have you like roll a strand of hair between your fingers to determine the coarseness or the thinness of your hair, and then everyone here is rolling hair between their fingers.
Is it normal for your hair to feel like straw?
No.
You need Pros. You need that Pros oil, baby.
That's right. No, but it's like, it has to do with whether you can feel it or not, because if your hair is very, very fine, then you don't even feel it when you do that. And I don't mean fine like great. I mean fine like not as, the opposite of light. Thick. And it's like specially designed for your geographic location. My bottles say my zip code on them, and they say my name on them, which I love. But, geared toward your geographic location because it has to do with what they know about the environment and how that might be affecting your hair. Pros knows there is more to you than just your hair type. Prose has given over 1 million consultations with their in-depth hair quiz, which is how I got started. Oh, and regarding the scents, I feel like they have parfumiers. I don't know if that's the right word or even a word. In France, I don't know for sure. They may as well have special French parfumiers coming up with their scents. They smell so good. I had Signature, and then I had Ispahan, and now I have Corsica. I don't know. I like them all. They have an algorithm of over 50 billion formula combinations.
Oh my God. Wow. That's insane.
I know. With that algorithm, Prose determined a unique blend of ingredients to treat my exact concerns. If you're not 100% positive Prose is the best hair care you've had, they will take the products back. No questions asked. Prose is the healthy hair regimen with your name all over it. Literally, your name is on it.
Yeah.
Take your free in-depth hair quiz and get 15% off your first order today. Go to prose.com/bestfriend. That's Prose, PROSE.com/bestfriend for your free in-depth hair quiz and 15% off. Also, want to talk to you guys about Embark. I know there's a lot of people who like Embark here. Embark is a very detailed, special breed and health DNA test for your dog. And it's Wendy's birthday today. I was a little bit late because I was spending so much time. I don't know what the appropriate amount of time is.
Wendy wants it to be her birthday week. It's really annoying.
This is your dog?
Our dog, yeah.
That's
She's
so
7
cute.
today. I don't know how long it should take someone to choose what photos to include in their social media post wishing their dog happy birthday. However, it's difficult because I have like 2,000 photos of her on my phone and they're all basically the same. But I'm very into my dog, in case you can't tell. And I was very delighted to do an Embark breed and health kit with her. You just swab the cheek, super easy, send it in. It came back saying she was a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, which I knew, but it also was able to really dig into the DNA and rule out a lot of genetic health things. And then also now I'm connected to a whole bunch of people who have Wendy's relatives. And I get like a little alert when a new relative pops up. It's very, very exciting.
Chuchi famously has an aunt in Palo Alto, and I will drive there to meet her.
And you met this person via...
No, on Embark.
I love that.
Yes.
Developed by PhDs and veterinarians, Embark provides the most accurate breed identification and genetic health results and can identify over 350 breeds, types, and varieties and screen for over 200 genetic health conditions to help your vet provide the best medical care for your dog. Wow. Learn your dog's inner secrets with Embark, the highest rated dog DNA test. Right now, Embark has an offer on their breed and health kit for our listeners. Go to embarkvet.com now to get free shipping and save $50 off your Embark breed and health kit with promo code BESTFRIEND. Visit embarkvet.com and use promo code BESTFRIEND to save $50 today. Okay, so dudes.
Oh, best friend for this show. I was like, wait, best friend is the promo code for 2 different brands? And I was like, oh, because of the show.
Yeah, it's the show's promo code.
Help me.
Okay, Daniel, Tony, how easy is it for you to speak up?
Go ahead, Tony.
I'm not the best with it. I'm also trying to get better at it. It really depends on the scenario. I think in most scenarios, not great, trying to get better. But in a musical scenario, confidence is not always my strong point. And but in the musical scenario, if I'm playing drums, that is like the place I am the most confident. Mm-hmm. And I don't have any issues speaking my mind on that. Like if it's in the studio or something's working on songwriting or something like that, I'm confident in what should happen in songs. So I have no problem speaking up because there's also so many like producers and something sometimes that that thing that people do where they just want to feel important. Mm-hmm. So they like give you some feedback and for no reason, and you're just like, that's stupid. Why are you saying this? And like I've literally been in those scenarios where the guy's like, why don't you try something, then tells me what to do. And I go, yeah, okay. And then I just continue to do what I was doing. And then afterwards, he's like, yeah, I think that was better. You dipshit. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. I mean, there's great producers out there too. They're not all like that, but there's a lot of that.
Have you always had that confidence, like even when you guys were starting out?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe a little bit, but I think it grew in time, I think. But yeah, because I think when I was younger, I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't really think about it at all. I just sort of did it. Mm-hmm. And just didn't put that much thought into it.
Right. Daniel, what about you?
I mean, I'm just trying to think of scenarios where that would be relevant. I don't think I have a problem speaking up. I think the only time I do would be when I'm in a new environment where I don't know the rules of maybe this, I don't know, like, or if it's just something new to me, I might hold back at first. But yeah, for the most part, I don't have a problem speaking up.
Do you feel like you have a problem speaking up to me sometimes?
Marriage.
I mean, what do you mean by that?
Well, I think the exception to what I was saying about myself before about being nervous to bring stuff up is in my family of origin and with you. It took me a while to get there with you, but like with people that I trust and I feel comfortable with, as soon as I feel something, I express it often. So I think it's just that the people that I have that level of comfort with, it's hard for me to achieve that level. I am not being that articulate. It's hard for me to get to that point with a lot of people. So I think, Daniel, with you, I do let you know if something's bothering me, but I think sometimes you are more hesitant to let me know because you want to, I don't know, because you're afraid of me.
I wasn't thinking in terms of like relationship. I was thinking more in terms of professional or just social generally. But yeah, maybe like in a relationship, I've gotten better. Mm-hmm. And that's something that we've worked on, which is to communicate early when things are bothering you so that you have the opportunity to talk it out as opposed to letting it fester. I think sometimes I'm still hesitant because not because I don't feel like I have the right to speak up so much as it's like I worry that there's a part of my thinking that worries that I'm not being fair or that I'm not fully, like I haven't thought it through enough. I sometimes don't want to bring things up until I've had time to reflect on what it is that I'm really feeling.
That's interesting. And sorry to like squeeze into
it's okay.
this coupledom.
No, please do. That's why you're here.
Really interesting because I think there's something that happens a lot in relationships with men where a man wants to like kind of analyze it and think through it more before speaking. And so sometimes women are more apt to just be like telling you what they're thinking in that moment. And then when it's like, well, why didn't you just tell me this before? And it's like, because they wanted to like parse it out before coming to you with it. Whereas in like a work situation or a professional situation, it's probably easier to just be like, no, play it this way. No, do it this way. You know what? Like, totally. I think that men operate differently like that. I think that's fascinating.
Yeah.
But I think also, don't you think it's easier for women to say like, you're pissing me the fuck off to their boyfriend than it is for them to say you're pissing me the fuck off to their manager at Cheesecake Factory? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
For sure. Generally in work situations, it's not loaded. It's like, for me anyway, you're just talking about business. Everything's business. So it's
clean.
You know, whereas in a relationship, you know, it's emotional and it's fraught and there's like, I don't know, the stakes are higher. So I just want to make sure that oftentimes I'll be like, especially after having a kid where, when they're young and you're not getting enough sleep. I mean, so often my feelings are just basically the fact that I haven't slept in 3 days, or 3 months. And, I might be really angry about something, and then in the back of my head know that what I'm angry about is not real. I'm feeling irritable because I'm underslept, and if I were to say something to you about it, it would make it seem like it's a real thing that you need to somehow address, when I know it's not real. I just need to get some fucking sleep.
I wish I could.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a way that both can be true, which is to say, like, to acknowledge, I know that this might not be legit, but this is how I'm feeling, because
that's what we've
feel like
learned.
Yeah,
exactly. We've talked about that, which is like now what happens is I will establish ahead of time. Like, first of all, like the other day I told you when I go, I don't know what's going to happen today, but just know right now I'm underslept and I'm feeling irritable, and it's not personal.
Yeah,
and I might, so I'm just like laying the groundwork. Awesome. But yeah, I'll often say, like, I don't think this is probably not fair. I'm feeling whatever, blah blah blah, but this bothered me, and part of it is you learning how to hear that. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just me getting comfortable enough to share it. It's the other, or vice versa, but it's the other party feeling comfortable enough to hear it without, in the right state of mind. Like, if I say, hey, I haven't slept in a week, but this thing you did really bothered me, but I don't think that that's real. You could take it like, why are you so mad, and get really defensive and start to like take, or you could go, yeah, you're right, it's not fair. Like, but thank you for telling me, and just like not meet it at a super intense level.
Well, I always react appropriately and kindly. So that's just a thing about me, is that I'm always like centered and emotionally healthy, and just knock it out of the park each time. Speaking of feelings, I want to tell you guys about feels. CBD isn't about what you feel. It's about what you don't feel. Stress, anxiety, pain, etc. Feels is a premium CBD that will help to keep your head clear and feel your best. It's hassle-free, delivered directly to your door. CBD naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. There's no hangover or addiction. And I have to tell you guys, I have tried CBD oils where I felt like I know I'm not supposed to feel altered, but I do feel altered. But with feels, I did not experience feeling altered at all. I just felt more calm. Place a few drops of feels under your tongue and feel the difference in minutes. The thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is important, and everyone's dose is different. In fact, Feels offers a free CBD hotline to help you guide your personal experience so that you find your perfect dose. The Feels customer service team is dedicated to making sure you get the best use of your CBD. Joining the Feels monthly membership makes your self-care easy. You'll save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel anytime. Start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/bestfriend, and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's Feels, FEALS.com/bestfriend to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/bestfriend. Okay, so I think we should do Just Mirror Everyone. And Niccole had, I don't know if it was initially submitted as a Just Mirror Everyone, but she tweeted something. No, it was not. And since someone like sent it to me because they're like, this is a Just Mirror Everyone. And we didn't do it last time. Yeah. So we have to start with that one. Let's do it.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Okay, this is where people write in, they tweet in things they think or do, and they wonder, is it just me or everyone? And I have Niccole's here, and this is what it says. Okay, whenever I drop something in the garbage disposal and stick my hand in there to get it out, I'm scared a ghost is going to turn the garbage disposal on and mangle my hand because, like, statistically, I think it will happen at some point in my life, right?
When people read my tweets out loud, I'm like, Jesus, that's what I say to the internet. I love it.
I like it.
I love it. I'm into it.
This is, I feel like, this got to be very common. I'm constantly afraid of that. Yeah. When we used to wash our dog in the sink, and like apparently, like sometimes like their paw will go down, will accidentally go down into the disposal. And even though the switch was like not right there, I was always super afraid of somehow a ghost turning it on.
Yeah. There's something weird about it. I don't know if it's like it happened in too many movies or what it is, but every time I put my hand in there, I'm like, something's going to happen. Eventually something's going to happen. And a lot of people were saying that they won't even reach in there without unplugging it first because they're so sure something's going to happen. And it's like that thing doesn't just turn on randomly when we're just living our lives. But if, for some reason, when you put your hand in it, I just assume at one point I will be mangled.
You know what's funny, though? I don't know even one person who's lost a finger this way or has been harmed this way.
Even
Does
had a
anyone
cut.
here know anyone who was hurt by a garbage disposal? Just nose all around. And yet, do you guys have this fear? Jackie, do you?
Not necessarily of a ghost, but if I have to stick my hand down there, I will quadruple check. I will look at the switch. I will stick my ear down and make sure it's not on. Like, I will make sure I'll kind of check out the general area, make sure nobody's going to sneak up behind me and hit the button.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a ghost, but I am very nervous every
the
time.
ghost was the joke element of it. I don't really believe in ghosts.
You're like, no, it's just not a ghost. It's just some kind of angry spirit.
Something, an energy that's going to do it.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah.
We don't even have a switch, an electric disposal anymore. We have, or maybe it's electric, but no, I
We have
don't.
a switch. We have a button.
It's
My
called-
old place had a button.
It's an air gap. So it's like you have to push it down. I don't like it because it collects water inside it, and then it gets that. A thing I hate is the smell of water that's been like sitting there for too long, and it always I refuse to put my naked finger. I refuse to press the button with it. I have to like wad up a towel and press it with that because otherwise that gross smell will get on my finger. So I miss having a switch.
Yeah. It's on like the side of the sink. You push it.
It's in the front of the sink, like the front right corner of the sink. It's a button that but it's not like a elevator button. Like you got to really give it a push.
Okay.
It's probably a little bit safer because it can't accidentally be turned
Sounds
on.
like it. Yeah.
But then your hand will smell. Tony, you've been awfully quiet. Do you love the idea of getting mangled by a disposal?
No, I've been given a lot of mm-hms and yes.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing where I just very similar to what Jackie said, like constantly just looking and making sure nothing is going to happen, and yeah.
All right.
Scary.
Let's see what else.
I have one.
Yes, please.
I have okay, because I now keep a list.
I didn't know that, but
Yes,
Jackie,
ready for your show.
bravo. I love that.
Yeah, I have two. I don't have to say them both. I can save one for next time.
I want to hear both.
Okay, the first one is, I don't know the difference between a possum and an opossum. Are they the same thing? Are they not? I don't want to Google it. I refuse to Google it. Am I the only one with this issue?
I always just thought they were the same thing.
Me too.
Then what is an opossum?
No.
They're not the same.
I did think they were the same thing. Honey, didn't we recently go through this? One is like an Australian
Marsupial
animal.
or something.
So they're not
And then-
the same.
They're not the
They're
same.
not. No.
Interesting. How stupid.
I know.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I thought it was like a regional thing where some places they say opossum and other
It's
places
like
they say
ketchup and
possum.
catsup.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And
though. They're
donut
different.
and dog nut.
Yes.
Doff
on
nut.
the note of possums, I was at a bar a few weeks ago outside, and my friend and I were sitting there, and we were kind of near trash cans, and we kept thinking that we saw a rat, and which is gross, but it's outside and trash. So what are you gonna do? And then we keep seeing it, and then suddenly we realized that's not a rat, that is a baby possum, and then realized baby possums are adorable.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
But was it a baby opossum or a baby possum?
I think
Possum.
this was straight up possum.
Yeah.
I think.
So opossums, they don't have locally. Is that what it is, Daniel? Because I
think
know that we
opossums
did.
are Australian.
Okay.
I have seen the Australian ones in person. I always just thought that I didn't realize that was opossum though. I just thought there were actually like different kinds. But
So
they were just
possums in Australia are opossums?
Yes.
Opossums are Irish.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, got it.
the ones in Australia are much cuter, I think, overall too. Because there's a park, I forget what city it was that I was in, but there's
Opossum
a park.
City?
Yes, that's it. There it was. When you walk through at night, there's just a ton of them, and they're adorable.
I've never been to Australia. As someone whose favorite book when I was in grade school was K is for koala, and I checked that out from. I mean, I should have just bought it outright if that was an option because I just kept renewing that book. I read it so many times. I've always wanted to go to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
I would love to go.
Me too.
Is it all it's cracked up to be, Tony?
Here is what I will say. It's nice, and I think I've only been on tour. And I think that's a very different experience than if you were to actually just go on a vacation there. Because when I go on tour, I'm just in the major cities, and it is the furthest away from home I've ever been, and it's the most at home I feel. Like I just kind of feel like I'm in Southern California with accents.
Wait, that now I don't want to go anymore.
You're from Southern California?
What'd you say?
You're from Southern California?
Well, I mean, that's why I've lived here for 14
because
years.
I was going to say, though, is because I love Australians and I always get along with them really well. And I think of them as like Midwesterners, but they're from Australia for some reason. They just have the same energy to me.
But Tony is Midwestern.
That's why I was saying,
why.
where are you from? Like, where do you
Interesting.
feel at home? Because I don't know. That's what I always think of them as.
Yeah.
Midwesterners of the world.
Yeah, the people are nice. I've had a good time there, but it's just again, I think if you went on a trip and you're more like if you actually go see like nature and the outback and things like that, that's going to be a much different experience than just going to Sydney and.
But that's the problem. It's like, what do you do in Australia? There's like a big rock, an opera house,
Surfing.
bunch of spiders.
We're going to get letters. There are a lot of spiders.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to do.
There's also a lot of nothing. Though. It is, like the middle of Australia is just
The outback, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're ready to go, Jackie?
I'm ready. I got the language down.
I think I'd rather go to New Zealand.
Yeah, I've never gotten to go. I hear it's great though.
Is that is New Zealand where they have the Hobbit town, like the real Hobbit place? That'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
All right. Jackie, what's your second?
Okay, just me or everyone. If you scroll Instagram right before you go to sleep, random acquaintances that you follow end up in your dreams. With like cameos. You're like, why is that guy I did improv with in my dream, like with a random cameo role,
funny.
like a walk-on, an under five, as we say in the business. And I'm like, oh, because I looked at Instagram right before I went to sleep.
You're right. I never put it together, but yes, that has happened to me. Yeah, my social media in the middle of the night I got to stop doing that. I
You'll
won't.
check it in the middle of the night.
I do check it in the
You'll
middle
pop
of the night.
out of bed at 2:30 and then just start scrolling.
No, but I pop out of bed, I go to the bathroom, sometimes I get a snack, and then I check my phone on the way back in.
Yeah.
You get a snack at 2:30 in the morning?
I have an alter ego. Not 2:30. That's too early. It's more like true middle of the night. I have an alter ego. We have named her Nibbles McGee. It's a running joke on the show. Although I actually feel like from a cognitive behavioral standpoint, perhaps giving this part of myself a name is not great because then it's like I'm accepting this and I really don't want to be this person. But yeah, I'm like, my eating is all fucked up. I like basically don't eat at all during the day, and then I just undo the control during the night. Not always. In fact, Daniel, I'm looking forward to your mom coming to visit us again because she sleeps on the couch in the living room, and then I'm like, well, I can't be an opossum. No, that was without the O.
Yeah.
I can't be a raccoon in the middle of the night with a respectable human being standing guard. So it's really great
What
for
if we
me.
set up a live webcam in the kitchen?
We should.
And then the whole world could
Put that on your
watching.
Patreon. Watch Nibbles McGee at work.
Yes. Yes, there's an idea.
There's a lady on TikTok, Niccole might have seen her.
I think
she
I have seen her.
sleepwalks and films it on cameras and posts it, and it is wild.
What
What
did
did she do?
All
Jinx.
kinds of crazy stuff.
That's
She
great.
gets stuff out of cabinets and drops them, moves stuff around, goes into full conversations, sees things. I mean, it's really wild.
Wow.
What's her name? I'm not on TikTok, but I feel like I need to get on TikTok.
I have no idea. It just comes across my For You page every
Yeah.
once in a while. Have you seen her,
I've
Niccole?
seen it once. Yeah, people were all
Yeah.
in the comments trying to figure out if she was real or not. Like if she's
No, it's
faking it.
real.
It seems real. It definitely
Yeah.
seems real. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. All I do on TikTok mostly is lurk, and it's really
Same.
nice. I kind of enjoy it.
It's so fun. It's so much better than Instagram.
It is. It's just so. It's like. It just feels more because it's less presentational. It's just like goofy, random shit. The only thing that's presentational on TikTok is the couples. They're so fake. I cannot stand that. But I don't really have a lot of them on my page. They're just like, oh, I'm playing a prank on my husband where I call him by his name instead of calling him baby. And it's like, geez, are you kidding me? And then the woman's like, hey, Greg. And he's like, what? You're calling me Greg? And it's like that kind of shit. And it's like, give me a break. All of the couples, they just seem way too like, look at our perfect life. And in a way that's very obviously trying too hard. So yeah. But other than that, TikTok is the bomb. I think it's fun. It's fun. That's my late night when I'm going to bed and then I accidentally stay up way too late. Yeah. Ugh, just watching. And I follow people, but I kind of just like watching strangers' videos.
Same.
It's too addicting. I had to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
The FYP knows me better than my parents know me.
It truly does. It'll figure you out real quick.
Mm-hmm. What's FYP?
The For You page. You just scroll and it randomly shows you stuff.
It's pretty great. It's like watching a bunch of Instagram reels, except for it's
You will love it, Allison.
No, I know it. I was on there for like a second, and then Daniel was like, the TikTok has all sorts of security issues. We got to get off.
Probably true.
Oh, probably.
True.
Absolutely.
It is true, but then on the other hand, it's like
It's everyone already. I mean, they all do.
They all have your information.
I always just have a theory that there's someone with my whole life in another part of the world that because they got it from the internet, and I'm like, that's fine. I don't care.
I had the experience of
count.
For like back in the summer, I would get into Netflix, and the recommendations were all like these, Asian American shows, and which is okay, but why? It was, and I thought, or it would be like continue watching, and it would be a whole bunch of stuff that I was like,
wait, but not Asian American, just it was in a different language.
Yeah.
Or was
a
it
lot
the
of it was
subtitles?
in different language, but some of it, yeah, whatever. Just a whole broad range of Asian stuff, let's just say. And we thought that maybe Owen, our little like 2-year-old, had gotten a hold of the remote and was just like futzing around. But then I was so sick. And by the way, Netflix has never gotten it right. You say that the For You page gets you right. Netflix does not know me at all.
Netflix knows him as well as his dad.
Like, honestly.
No.
but Netflix, like, there's shit on Netflix that I would love that I have no idea is on Netflix. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, you're bearing the lead though of what happened.
So I found out how to like clear the algorithm's based a lot on what you've watched. So I was like, I can't anymore. I need to so I went into their website to clear it out, and there were all these logins from Indonesia. I'm like, that's what's been happening. Some person in Indonesia got my Netflix account, and that's why it's not like Owen or some glitch. It's literally somebody watching shit on my account. So I had to delete everything and start over, but now it's recommending a whole bunch of shit I've already seen.
Ugh, Netflix is not like you.
I think
Netflix.
you can click already seen it, right?
Oh, that's...
Can you?
I think there's I don't know.
Well, I think you can give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, and I think that takes it as that you've seen it.
Do they still have that though? I thought they took
I think
that
so.
out. I mean, I'm this on Netflix. Let's just say that. I'm down.
that's not
thumbs down on Netflix.
Oh, was that a thumbs down? It looked like a thumbs sideways.
It looks like a thumbs sideways.
So you're saying, oh, please about
Well,
Netflix?
honestly, it is sideways because they have a couple good. I liked The Crown.
Has anyone here used the Peacock app yet?
No, but I want to watch Girls
Is it a
5
bad
Eva.
app? Yeah, me too.
I love Girls 5 Eva. I literally bought Peacock because I watched the pilot and I said I need to see the rest of it. It is incredible. However, the app is slow and glitchy and I don't like the design to it, but I do love Girls 5 Eva.
What are you using the Peacock on?
My television, which is an Android TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I run it through the PlayStation and it's the same thing. And I thought maybe it was just the PlayStation, but Apparently
That's so nice to know, because I was thinking, oh, my TV sucks or whatever, but it's so much slower than all the other apps.
No, I've heard it's really glitchy. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
It's just the app.
It's a shame.
Yeah, the Bravo app was like that, so I'm not surprised. Don't judge me.
Look, I'm just trying to get
I
my
love
pump
that you're a
on.
Bravo head. I love that.
I know. I refused for so long, and then this one over here.
me.
What did we start with? Was it Vanderpump? I
was
was like,
Vanderpump.
I'm not watching that.
You were like, what is this? And I'm like, I don't know. It's this show with tan people who yell at each other. But I can't stop watching it, even though I don't know who I confuse all of
It's
them.
very entertaining to me. That's all. I'm sorry.
People love it. That's
I don't
why
know.
it's so successful.
But anyway, Daniel, the turning point was, and I caught this on my phone and I made an Instagram story. So you were watching one day and you laughed.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I got hooked when actually it was Tom was pleading with Ariana to go to Vegas with the guys because they were going to have a bunch of bulldozers.
Was
or
it like
something
on
that
her
they would get to
birthday?
play with. What?
It was on her birthday, right?
Yeah, and he's like, but they're gonna have a lot of bulldozers. I just
my
thought
God.
it was like
so funny.
the funniest because he was like a little kid. It was again, folks. If you're judging me right now, look in the mirror. Okay, just look in the mirror.
I think it would be fun. I know friends that did that at a bachelor party in Vegas. You get to like drive construction vehicles and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool.
It does. It looks like a lot of fun.
All right. Krista Lorenz says, just mirror everyone. Going through an automated car wash, I always feel like I'm going to crash into the person in front of me
Yes.
and or get murdered by a clown.
Twist.
You thought you knew. This is like a O. Henry.
Yeah, you think you know where the
Short
car is
story
going,
tweet.
but it's not on that track. It's going off sideways.
That's right.
That would be such a funny prank.
To murder someone?
To murder someone.
No, to like
Wow.
all of a sudden the
Casey tried
track
it.
like changes and their car starts going and it's like a horror.
Or just
House
like
Yeah.
the little fuzzy things are in front of your window and then they part and there's just a clown
The clown.
standing
Oh
there.
my
It has to make
God.
that
Oh my
sound, yeah.
god!
I do.
Please do that, someone.
The last few times I've gone through a car wash, I've been with Daniel, but there have been times where I'm by myself and I do feel vulnerable.
I feel like there's a shell on Sunset where the line is always really long and it takes a long time. And once you get to a certain point, there's no way you could get out.
You
Yeah.
can't leave.
You can't leave. And so
Yeah.
I start to get like a little bit weird if I think about it too much because I'm like, someone could just walk up to the car and do something or like the car, anything could happen. And it's the same thing when you're in the thing. Yeah, you're like trapped in there a little bit. It is a little,
That
it's
is
one of those things you
scary.
can't think about too much.
And also, I feel weird pressure to like pull up to the right place and go when it's my turn.
Oh,
and
same.
It's
I have major anxiety
Yeah.
about like fucking up and accidentally hitting my gas and killing someone or damaging my car or like, I hate those drivey ones. I don't even do them really.
And I feel like they need to teach the whole like part where you dry the car in high school. Like everyone needs to learn how to do that because half the people just park and they just let it sit there for the full minute and a half.
Right. And it doesn't move.
And it's like, no, you're supposed to slowly drive forward, folks.
Right.
yeah.
There's
Come
so
on,
much
everybody.
Right. There's
Yeah.
so much they need to teach in high school that they don't teach, and they teach us
It
like
really is.
the dumbest stuff instead. So we all come out with no skills, no.
I don't need to
real-life
know the
skills.
parts of a cell.
I don't need to know how to make pajama pants. I need to know how to do taxes. Okay.
Wait, you
Right.
learned how to make pajama pants?
We sure did. I think that was actually 8th grade, but we made pajama pants in home ec, and I was like, I mean, these are cool, but I mean, how do I do taxes? I'm an
wish I
adult
knew how to do
now.
that.
I have no idea how to do
I-
anything.
I never had home ec.
Yeah, I live in Kansas. Maybe that's why they were like,
I know. I had it in Dallas, but my husband from DC, he didn't have it.
Yeah.
He was like, "That's real."
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I wonder if they still teach it. I don't know, but they definitely did. And then did you do like square dancing in music class? Like I don't think everybody did
Yeah,
that.
in PE.
Yeah,
It was
we
optional.
did in PE.
Yeah.
We did that in like 4th grade.
Yeah.
What was it they had? What was it? Cotillion or something like that?
Yeah.
Where you go and you learn to do ballroom dancing?
We had cotillion,
We had
where
cotillion.
I grew up, and it was
I
awful.
didn't do it though.
I didn't either. Cotillion was like I think
Too expensive.
expensive, right? Yeah, was
I
that
didn't
why
do
it was
it.
expensive? Okay,
I should
'Cause
find
like,
out
I
how
thought it
much
was
my
cool
mom
kids, but I
shelled
was
out for
cool,
that.
So yeah, I don't
That's right. We were too cool for cotillion.
know. Nah.
Well, let me tell you, as someone who wasn't cool, who did go to cotillion, being the non-cool person at cotillion is
Were
not
you
a great.
asleep?
What?
Were you asleep?
No, I wasn't asleep, but I was not picked because it's very like old-fashioned and formal, and you have to wear gloves, and then the boys go around and ask you if you want to dance with them. So just like sports, I was like the last one to be picked always. And then, occasionally it would be like, okay, now it's, the girls pick the guys, like they'd Sadie Hawkins it up. And then I always felt like, I'm sorry to be a giant nerd asking if you'll dance with me, but will you dance with me?
That would be me.
That's the last thing I need.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. No, thank you. Not
It was truly, I understand. My mom's thing was, I don't want her to feel left out. So even though this is like very much not anything that any of the people in our family, well, that's not true. My mom was a debutante, so it was in her blood, I guess. But, I mean, I feel like it's like I was so not a cotillion kid, but she didn't want me to feel left out. But looking back, it's like I would have been okay to not be part of that because it was I didn't enjoy it. And I don't use those dances. They would be like, one day you would use these. No. Literally never have needed to do the box step. Tony, did you have home ec?
In middle school, I believe I did when I was still in Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you make pajama pants?
No, can't say that I did. I feel like I mostly remember having to like cook things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I remember is making cookies.
You had home ec too?
I think mine was in junior high, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I missed out.
It was a pretty fun class. I mean, it
seems
pretty
like it would be
pointless,
fun.
truly, but yeah.
We made peanut brittle in science class.
Ooh.
With like Bunsen burners, and it was to illustrate some kind of reaction because when you put in the baking soda or something, like it fizzes and does something cool. So I did cook one thing in one class, but
Hell yeah.
I feel like I've missed out. Yeah,
I think you're fine.
Well, we didn't get to do cotillion, so we're even.
Yeah, that's right. You have
I
to learn the
guess,
box
but Jackie, I know you. I was not just you strike me. Like I know that you enjoy dancing at parties and things like that, and I don't like it. And maybe cotillion made me hate it.
You're triggered.
I took ballroom dancing in college, and it was so fun. And I also had the stress of having to find dance partners because I am 5'10". Some people do not know that, but I am a tall gal. And I could not, there were only like 3 guys in the class tall enough for me to partner with. And so it was, and one of them was really bad. So it was like stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love the dancing, and I haven't gotten to use it in a very long time. I know how to 2-step, waltz, foxtrot, and tango, honey. Call me.
Tango.
You found a workaround. You learned all the cotillion
workaround.
dances.
And I bet you could just go on TikTok and learn it all yourself now.
At this point, I think you could. I need to say hello and thank you to the new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/AllisonRosen.
I'd like to say a big hello.
Was that Tony?
Yes.
I like Tony. Yeah.
Oh.
Tony has done this. He's also done a jingle for Daniel's Cool Beans, which is the segment where Daniel reviews beans on the Monday show sometimes.
wow. A whole
They're
segment.
both so
Very catchy.
good. Wait, that was Daniel. That was you that said very catchy, right?
Yes.
Because it sounded like Tony for a second. And I was like, I mean, it is,
I'm not-
but I didn't
I'm not
expect.
going to compliment myself, no.
Okay, I'd like to say hello and welcome to Dan Evans, Christian Schmidt, Sam Costello, and Jennifer G. Megan Parkansky and Ann Lastinger converted to annual. Again, that's where you get 2 months free if you convert to annual.
That's a good
and
deal.
then Penny from MA, which I'm assuming that's Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Has increased her pledge. So to all of you guys, thank you. I hope you're enjoying Patreon. I love having you all as patrons. And you guys, if you haven't signed up, sign up. I also want to say, if you like what you're hearing, please make sure you're subscribed or you're following. There's different terminology wherever you are, but make sure that you get this automatically. Tell your friends and leave us a review. It helps people find the show. Niccole.
Yeah.
Where can people find you, and is there anything you'd like to plug?
Nothing to plug, really. Everything's too far away to plug. And you can find me online on Instagram and Twitter at Niccole Thurman, and it's Niccole with 2 C's.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie.
You know the drill, everybody. Natch Butte comes out every Thursday. And I have a Patreon, too.
Patreon.
Yes, Tony. Patreon.com/Jackie Johnson. And I am going to make Allison do the blood perfume sniffing with me soon.
I want to do that.
Yes. I got sent perfumes that are supposed to smell like blood, which I guess blood is a very popular note of perfume. And so I've got sent an entire stash of them, and I'm going to make Allison smell them with me and give her commentary. That will be happening soon on the Jackie J Patreon.
I have so many questions.
You're saying that the smell of blood is included in perfumes already?
Yes. Yes. It's a very popular note.
Right. And it just makes you wonder, like, what do they mean?
Well, maybe if Daniel's home, he could give his input.
Oh.
I think we need a man perspective.
Yeah.
So I'll be coming over soon.
I can't wait. Daniel, what about you?
Well, you can find me at Daniel Quantz on Twitter and Instagram. And here in this chair, you can find it.
And on the Vanderpump subreddit.
I just lurk.
Tony, what about you?
You know the drill, much like Jackie said. Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
And my podcast, Bizarre Albums, every Tuesday. And Motion City Soundtrack Tour 2022 tickets are now on sale. So get those.
You're playing Warped Tour, Smashing Pumpkins and Nine Inch Nails are going to be there too. What the heck?
Riot Fest. Riot
Or
Fest,
Warped.
not Warped.
What?
Oh, it's not Warped
God,
Tour
I
anymore.
want
It's
to
just
go.
Fest.
That's like all my interest.
I know, right?
Tony, where is that
Insane
going to be?
lineup. Chicago.
Looks awesome.
That is actually this year. That is September of this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Hopefully it all happens. So,
I bet it will.
Nobody
Let's cross our fingers we don't get COVID-21, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh, wow. I didn't even put it together that. Wait, it's not named after the year. It's named after the number of. Is it named after the year?
Hi, Allison.
I've just
Yes.
joined.
It was named after the year that it came to be, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I knew that. I don't know anymore. You guys, this has been delightful. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show?